Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are joining Gina and Tommy for week 3. Is that week 3? Week 5. Oh my God, week 5. Okay. So time is flying, and I'm not really paying attention to that, I guess. But yes, we are indeed in week 5. I've been feeling a lot of that lately when I join my households. Like, holy moly, we're already like catching up our original founders, who adults and of course, in Gina and Jocelyn's sake, they were married to NPC Sims in their second marriage, and of course, that means that they were either quickly aged up into elders or they were elders when they moved in. Now, of course, we're learning as we go. And some of you may say, like, just turn off aging for everybody, but I do want to spawn new NPC Sims. I don't want them to be the same throughout the entire forever save file. So I have it turned off for our households as we play them so that the only households aging up are the ones that we are in. And everybody else just ages up on their own. Now, of course, that means that unfortunately, when we marry an NPC, we really need to be paying attention and moving them in that same week, right? So we do know that Tommy's life is going to quickly come to an end. I would say maybe we have this weekend next with her. Um, fire, fire has started. Is it the fireplace? See, when I loaded into the game, the fireplaces were both on, but oh, I forgot about this room on the top. I added it for aesthetic purposes. Well, there's no steps there. So no. Oh, well, what am I gonna do now? There's no steps. So I just leave it burn itself out? There's nothing in the room. Nothing can be lost. The only bad thing that could come of this is that I would burn up all of the dust. Oh, Gina just aged up on her own. Wait a minute. What is happening? Oh, hold on. Okay, so, I mean, I don't think it's gonna spread from level to level, so I think we're just like, we can just let it burn? I'm not entirely sure. There's no steps here. I can't get into build by mode. Like, I mean, I don't know. Do we just leave it? I guess. We could just leave it. I mean, it's just a small room. Um, Like, I can't really call the fire department because then that will send them on a spiral because they can't actually get to the fire. So, well, this is not what I had in mind when I loaded into this house. Um, yeah, I mean, let's just watch it burn. It's spreading, which I expected. Um, Eventually it should put itself out, I'm assuming, right? Well, we'll just let it burn and hope that it doesn't spread. I don't think it spreads from like, top floor to bottom floor, so we're lucky in that sense. Hello, excuse me. Who exactly would you be? Let's have a little romantic introduction there. Yes, I am using Tommy. You know what? It's the end of her life, and we're gonna have some fun. Okay, we're gonna try and do things that she likes and that she normally wouldn't do, but we'll just try this out. I mean, I have mentioned before that I've never played with werewolves. Do I think that I would want to play with a werewolf right now? Not really. I do think that it would be interesting to see if we could figure out how to heal them from their ailment. Like, vampires, if you work hard enough, you can like unlock the mixology and we're gonna need like mixology and gardening, I think. And obviously like the vampire skill, or the vampire knowledge skill or whatever that is. But I don't know if it's set up the same way for werewolves. I don't think so, but either way either way, alright? Like, it would be really cool to try and figure out how to heal a werewolf. Okay, she's too sad, and, of course, the sadness, if you can tell, it comes from, like, her midlife crisis, obviously, that she's going through that she's not really working towards because they're like, I don't know, things like discover the Sylvan Glade and, all these other things. But, um, yeah, I thought it'd be pretty fun for her to flirt with, uh, is it Alexander? Is that his name? Okay, so we are gonna get Gina to work on Christopher. Christopher, that's what his name. Close enough, okay, Alexander, Christopher, it's all the same at the end of the day, right? Um, yeah, no, but, yeah, I don't know, I think it'd be pretty cool to try and figure out how to heal a werewolf, and yes, I am trying to get Gina to get ready for work, which does start, in 2 days, it's not a huge stress, um, but yeah. I mean, I would be interested in figuring out why he's stuck in his werewolf form. My goodness, the quality of her routines are poor. How is she at the top of her career when she can't write a comedy routine to save her life? Like, what do you even mean? Oh goodness, it's 2 AM. Okay, we're just gonna have her go to bed. Tommy's been in bed for a while. She's like, I'm not doing this, okay? It's not worth my exhaustion. She is also an elder, which we've discovered with Brant that their needs deplete a bit quicker than average. So, if we expect for them to live a full life, we almost need to buy them the seldom sleepy. And then maybe, just maybe, will they have the same kind of energy that a young adult does? Guys, this kitchen, I swear, she is uncomfortable again. So I'm going around looking at these little shelves in the cupboards because that's where we found it the last time. Not entirely sure where else is a little hiding place to put things. Like, this is gonna drive me crazy. I don't know where else we can put things. Where else is the bad things hiding? Like, it could be the top of a cupboard. It truly could be, but I don't see if they're dirty. Christopher, are you just helping yourself at this time? My goodness. Okay. Oh my god, it's still burning! It's burning into the roof. Okay, logically speaking, there is no way that that wouldn't have burned the house down, but, um, I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point. Um, it's quite literally burnt the roof. Now, I will say I do wish that when we got the property maintenance whatever trait, okay, for our game, I wish there was more than just a broken oven and, a water heater that got backed up, electrical panel that spits out every now and again. I wish there were things like roof leaks and, you had to click on your roof and, have the roof redone. Or, I wish that there was other little random things that actually happen. Like, I don't know, you had to replace your deck every like so often, even if it's just like replace the flooring that's there or whatever. Like, okay, anyway, in the meantime, we are going to teleport Gina to the top. As you can see, we've done that. We're also adding Tommy because Gina's caught fire and like I have had one too many deaths in this forever save file lately to like play around with that. And of course, I cannot add steps until the fire is gone. So, you know what I mean? This is like crazy a bit. So I am going to get her to clean up this dust because I'm trying to avoid anything and everything that will, you know, might cause an extinction of a Sam. Oh, he wants to go on a date. Ooh, girl. I mean, we're gonna say no. That's a bit extra. I know we did do a romantic introduction, but, like, we are married, alright? Even though our relationship goes down, like, insanely quickly, but we are indeed married, and, it is what it is at this point. So I'm going to add a space for the stairs to go up, alright, so that we can have, like, a ladder at least to the attic. Just wanna make sure that this door is going properly on that little piece there, but yeah, we are going to put ladder, which is not working. Oh, eh, that is my fault. It's because I don't have the walls going all the way over to the edge. There is one more. So we're just gonna pull it all the way to the edge so that it lines up with that back wall. Oh, the roof is like, yeah. Anyway. All right. So we are just going to adjust the roof to make it look like it did 5 minutes ago. Obviously, it doesn't look the same as it did, but I don't even care because we need to be able to get to the attic to deal with this fire. And now, of course, we're gonna paint it and add some flooring because that'll make them feel uncomfortable. We don't want them thinking that they're living in squalor. Yeah, and because of course it is in the attic and I am not getting fancy with my roofs today, we're just gonna minimize the walls completely. I did buy a better vacuum. Let me tell you why. The odds are is that our little vacuum that we had would definitely break trying to clear this up. So I can't believe Gina caught fire. Uh, I will say though, multiple times my Sims have like caught fire in the apocalypse challenge and no one has expired from it. It ends up putting them out, which is really weird because you used to be able to die from that. But I mean, listen, I'm not complaining, okay? Because we've had enough death a little bit. Luckily, I was able to plead twice and it worked. Once it didn't matter because they died anyway, which is kind of like depressing slightly. But um yeah, I mean, it's just a bit much lately. Like where's the chill? Is very unhinged lately with the death. And so, we're trying to keep it cool at this point. Right, we are at the end of Monday, and we pretty much spent the entire day just eating, looking around the kitchen, and trying to deal with this fire. Now, I am going around trying to vacuum the rest of the house because, I just want it to be clean and I don't want to have to worry about another fire, to be honest. Like, it's too much. Too much. All right, and now we're going to send them both to bed. What's happening now? Okay, Tommy, you should have gone through this when you step into an adult, and I duly apologize that it didn't happen for you, but like, it's Gina's turn now, right? Because it's her turn. Oh my goodness. Waddling over to the toilet. I mean, listen, I know that Tommy is soon going to die, from old ages, natural causes, all that jazz. We'll probably have a funeral for her, I would say, just like we did for Brant. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Listen, if we're gonna try and help her out just slightly, do a couple things before she goes, we haven't had her for that long. This is only like week 2 with Tommy or something. Like, I don't know. She hasn't really gotten much done. I mean, we did marry her and get a lot of money and move into a new house, and she has lived with little stress. She hasn't had to do absolutely anything. She did, however, um, she did, however, be a surrogate. She was a surrogate last time, so she did give birth to a baby for another sim family. We did need the money, okay? We did need the money because I overspent when I decorated their bedroom, and so that was my fault. It truly was. But yeah. So she was a surrogate. She made some money. But other than that, she didn't really, like she didn't do much, she didn't have a job, she didn't know anything like that. She's basically living quite comfortably. The house is not complete, but it's not complete for them, they don't have any kids, they don't have anything like that. I think eventually I'll probably move the computer upstairs into one of the rooms and make it like an office, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'll tell you why. This house, don't like the shape of it. I don't like the way it looks outside. It's very like unappealing, I find when I look at it, very bland. Like at this point, regardless of, if there's ever children in this house or not, I think the next people to buy this lot are probably going to bulldoze this house, I would say. Or maybe just, like, reshape it, you know, based on what they need and what they want. Right, now we are gonna help Tommy hunt for some treasures. Like I said, we are going to do a few things with her, okay, for the end of her life, midlife crisis. Now, I'm zooming out because I don't generally play in this neighborhood in Willow Creek. I play, like, in the poor neighborhoods, I'm gonna call them, where you find your, like, starter homes or whatever. Because usually I just end up bulldozing them, and so they end up not being our starter homes, right? Um, yeah, I just tend to stay in those areas because I know them and, whatever. But yeah, so I'm just zooming out to see if I can find the edges of this, but, I gotta say this neighborhood is quite beautiful. Look at this. Okay, so we're digging, like, quite a bit. We might be able to complete that for her. And again, we're seeing the glitches with the grief, right? Like, right now, she's angry for grief, and, like, we didn't even plead. There was no death here, okay? And she's anger. Why me? Because she saved Gina from a fire. You guys, I would love to be able to blame the RPO mod for all of these glitches, but, I'm feeling like it's not. And so oh, you know what? Look at this, we can see inside. Let's take a minute to just, like, have a little gander at what the interior of this house looks like. It's very industrial. Looking in, there's the kitchen. Such a creeper right now. There's the living room. Oops. We went over a little bit too far. Oh, it's open. Ooh, it's a concept. So there's a bathroom, a big hallway, what I'm assuming is a bathroom, another bedroom. The 3rd floor, um, what is this? A bathroom, another bedroom, maybe? Oh, and another bedroom over here, and it looks like there's a piano there, so maybe an office? Interesting, very interesting. Okay, back to Tommy. Now she has completed her little roundabout around the area. Oh, look, it's Ivy. So this is Patrick and Simone's daughter. They live actually not in this neighborhood. Um, but yeah, oh no, Tommy, she wet herself, casually wet herself while talking to Ivy. So Ivy is the middle child of their family. And I guess she's just coming in to say hi. I mean, I'm not really sure. There hasn't really been any connection between Patrick and Simone and like Gina before, so I'm not sure why this little girl is now at our door. I mean, she has recently lost her mom. She was the first unfortunate passing of the glitch, okay? Of this random glitch that we're having where everyone's life is currently, I don't know, in danger, I guess. Like, every little thing they do sets everything off, so except fire, apparently. I mean, I don't know. I guess fire doesn't count anymore? I'm not sure, but everything else absolutely does. Repairing items, meteorites, anger, like the whole 9. We've seen it all at this point. Not all, but it feels like it. Every time we hop into a household, I am concerned about what they are doing, um, more so now than I have been. Alright, so I guess she took off when Gina came home and, like, who can blame her, honestly? feel like Gina is like a thorn. Gina is definitely a thorn here, and it's fine. It's totally fine, but she's definitely a thorn in some people's side. And she's not about that kid life. So, naturally the kids are going to leave when she comes home. Now we are starting off Wednesday, which I feel like time is flying. It's because the entire first day we spent eating and trying to put out a fire. But yeah, and that's cool. That's fine. There goes Kaori doing her morning run. She also does not live in this neighborhood. You guys, this neighborhood is like the fancy schmancy neighborhood. So there's only this house and the one we just looked at. So there is nobody else but them in this neighborhood. So I think it's really interesting that we're seeing people from 2 other neighborhoods here when generally speaking, we only see like people within the same neighborhood pop up. But yeah. Anyway, it's cool. I'm liking it, little bit of mingling between all the families. And I can't believe you're still with Gina. Buddy, like, I often wonder how bad this would be if there wasn't a glitch with the relationships at this point. Like, would it be this bad? It's hard to tell. And I know I talked about this when I created, um, was it Gina and Jocelyn? Like, maybe when I created them. But like when I'm creating the Sims, when I'm creating their families, I'm not checking to see like, yes, by the way, we are looking for what exactly is making her uncomfortable. I can't figure it out. Um, but yeah, I mean, when you create your Sims or when I do you know, in CAS right now, especially for this save file, I'm randomizing a lot of the things, right? Their traits and, you know, then I'm choosing their aspirations based on the traits that I find for them or that are random for them, whatever. I'm not checking to see if they're compatible or not. I'm making the Sims and, and then they'll be married or they'll be in a relationship or they'll be, brother and sister or whatever, but like at the end of the day, I'm not double checking or verifying that they actually have compatibility. I'm not adjusting their turn-ons and turn-offs based on what their spouse is. So I don't really know. And so the gameplay really is supposed to be the one telling me if I have made Sims that actually go well together. And in this case, like everybody is just, I don't know, everybody is so just down, with their relationships. Like their relationships are just awful, regardless of if they have good compatibility, if they're woohooing and talking often, or, if they're not. It doesn't really matter. And so that's kind of driving me insane. So I hope that we have like a quick fix update for that because to be honest, like that is the most basic system of the game is the relationship system. Okay? It is so basic. It is the fundamental system of the game is the relationships between your sims. Now, that being said, those who maybe don't have um you know, growing together or love struck or, packs that came out that touch the relationship system, whether it be with family or friends or whatever the case may be, maybe they're not having this issue. Maybe it's something to do with a bug between packs. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I don't know. I do have all the packs except one. Probably should just get it just to say it. You know what? The pack that I'm missing is a what is it called? It is like the spooky pack or the Halloween pack or I think it's spooky maybe. No, I can't remember now, but yeah, it's one of those little packs that just like to me didn't have any value, but I might just get it just to see. It's literally the only one that I'm missing. I don't have all the kits. Okay, that being said, I do not have all the kits. Um just a quick little like Kristoff showed up, and I thought he was showing up for Tommy to give her a gift, but he's actually oh my god, what's happening? He's actually gone in to give a gift to Gina, and now they're getting a divorce because Gina's flirting with him. Ah, oh no. Oh no. Um, like, I'm laughing because it's absolutely hilarious. Now, I did get her to like flirt with him. Did not see Gina at the time. Okay. I didn't see Gina at the time. I mean, Tommy, sorry. I didn't see Tommy around at the time. Turns out Tommy was indeed in the room. And then after I made them flirt once, they flirted again, I guess. And Tommy divorced her. Tommy divorced her, cutting off with the toxic ex. I mean, listen, okay? I Gina is yes, I feel she is toxic. I mean, how many times is she gonna be divorced in this lifetime? Is what I wanna know. Okay, how many times will she be getting divorced? This is hilarious. Okay, in the meantime, we are gonna choose a different aspiration for her because she did actually max this, and we never went in and adjusted it. So now that she's divorced, we're gonna go in and change it. So I guess we'll use musical genius. Like, she is still creative and goofy and all of those things. And so, oh my goodness, I'm crying a little bit, from laughter, obviously. But yeah, I mean, listen, I have no other words to say, to be honest. Like, uh, well, that changes things a little bit, doesn't it? A flirty spouse? A little bit, but you I mean, you also flirted, girl. Remember when we had our, like, a romantic introduction with him? Which is why I thought he was there to give Tommy a gift when it said, like, "Hey, I'm just here to quickly give you a gift," like, blah, 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 that same old routine. Um, but it turns out he wanted to give a gift to Gina. He must not know Gina very well, be wanting to give her a gift. I mean, listen, okay? Let's see if they can, like, make up. Honestly, it's the end of Tommy's years, like, why put her through a divorce? This is not going well. This is absolutely not going well. I mean, really, we should have her move out. I wish there was, like, an option that once you divorce someone, you could click on one of the spouses from the divorce and be like, "Have Sim move out." Why does that not exist? You know? Moving in is an option, but moving out is not? Why do I have to leave the world to have them separate, you know? So, there was a family recipe that showed up, and it's called Heartbreak Healer. So, we are going to make some blueberry pancakes called the Heartbreak Pancakes, okay? And now I did start this off with Scott in his household, but we are going to start making family recipes and start passing them down to people. Now, obviously, Gina has no children, and naturally, Tommy went to cook something while we were trying to make this family recipe. So we're gonna have to go in and do that again. But I'm hoping that we can pass down the recipes and then eventually all the children, of the next generation will have these recipes already set up for them. Now, my main concern is always trying to get the ones that don't show up very often. Now, Heartbreak Pancake probably showed up multiple times for Gina. They probably have showed up multiple times for Gina as she is divorced twice now, but um yeah, you know. So we are doing Heartbreak Pancakes with Gina, and Scott had unlocked the Fertility Unleashed, so we used that. Um But yeah, I think that would be really interesting if, the next generation had all these family recipes that were passed down to them, right? So we are gonna start there. Obviously, we're not gonna give that recipe to Tommy, even though she's probably gonna eat some of these pancakes. She's so proud of herself too. So, essentially, what the heartbreak pancakes do is that when you have heartbreak, okay, from a separation or a divorce or anything like that, when you eat these pancakes, it helps your sadness go down quicker, all right? And it also gives you this confident moodlet, I guess, which I was not expecting, but yeah, so I think that's really cool. I think that would be an interesting thing to have to pass down to the children, right, who are getting ready to start off on their own. How am I going to get Gina to hand this off to someone? I'm not entirely sure. Um, but for now, at least she has it, and we'll figure out the rest later. Now, of course, she is not ready for work, so we are just gonna go back to the go back to the original setup of this gameplay and just have her get ready for work, okay? She does make 629 simoleons an hour. Sounds like a lot, but really she only works 6 hours and, um, she only works, like, 3 days a week, so it's not like she's working 5 days a week making, nearly 20,000 simoleons. But, yeah, I would say she makes about 14, maybe including, like, her bonuses and stuff, so oh, here comes Tommy, ready to make a conversation. She talking to herself now? I don't understand. I don't understand. Alright, so we're gonna check this guy out because he keeps popping up. A jam-tastic gift. It was a postcard. On a side note, there is something else I've always wanted to try. So, uh, obviously, I've talked about a lot of things. I've talked about doing a gameplay with just the supernatural entities. I've talked about doing an apocalypse gameplay rather than a challenge as well, where you would live in a bunker and not leave the lot, essentially. Um, and obviously, there was like the retirement home that I want to make for your elderly Sims. On that same note, I also kind of wanna make, like, an orphanage for all the children that, their parents don't necessarily want children, so instead of putting them up for adoption or whatever the case might be, you would send them to the orphanage, right? And, I've been thinking about it for a while. I don't know, maybe it's extra, like, maybe it's too extra, but but yeah, I think that would be super interesting. That way 'cause, when you put them up for adoption or they get taken away or whatever the case is for whatever gameplay you're playing, you, like, never see them again, essentially. So, like, you lose that sim, right? And, yeah, I don't know, like, I think that would be really fun to have in the game. Not that I think that there would be, like, a huge amount, but we do have a lot of sims that don't want children, and so I think it would be really interesting that some of those children would end up, uh in an orphanage, right? Because there are lots of things that could help your sim, um, get peace with their pregnancy. They could change their mind on their own. You know, maybe it could be something that we set up so that if both parents don't, you know what I mean? If both parents can't make peace with the pregnancy and they both don't want children, we could have them sent to an orphanage. Okay. And I know that, like, some people might think that that sounds harsh, but that's not at all what I mean. I just think that it's just an added layer of gameplay, right? So we could have one adult sim who is there taking care of the children. And yeah, for those kids that are just not wanted by the Sims, we could have them live in an orphanage. And that way we still get to play them. We still get to create a life for them. They still exist in the world. They don't just disappear just because, they are taken away or they're not wanted or whatever the case might be. And then we can still create a life for them. Right. So yeah, I think that would be super cool. And I do believe there is an option for people to adopt children. So that could be really cool too for people who, like, have infertility or problems, like, having children of their own, because that is also a possibility with RPO. You could have those Sims go to the orphanage and, become friends with the kids and all of this other stuff, and then I think there's an option to adopt, so we could do that, and then other Sims could adopt these children, right? So I think maybe we could do that. I think that would be really fun, you know, and could be a place for the kids to learn and go to school and, be happy, right? Because I mean, what happens is with the RPO mod, your Sims, your parent Sims in this case, have difficult feelings towards the kids, and it kinda causes, like, resentment and everything else, and so I think that would be kind of cool. Now see, I'm just going through the options here just to see what kind of fun I could have with Tommy, because now she's not married to Gina, right? So, there is have a baby through unaffiliated surrogate. Now what does that mean? So that means that I could choose literally anybody, including people from my current gameplay, people that I play who try to have this baby, but the problem is that they can't promise that there won't be issues, so that, there's a possibility that the markers don't transfer over so that it doesn't necessarily say it's Gina's baby and all that. So, I was just having a gander because she's an elder and I've never had an elderly pregnant, and that is also an option in RPO. Sorry. Listen, I have said it a million and one times, my brain has so many things going on that my brain works faster than my mouth, and so, like, I'm trying to keep up with my thoughts and my explaining them to you at the same time, but yeah, I have a lot of ideas for gameplay, and some of them would work well in the forever save file rotational gameplay, and others would not. So, yeah, it's all just going to depend on how I'm feeling. Right now, I would like to see us fill the neighborhoods with Sims. After that, we have a bunch of extra lots, okay? So we have the downtown lots and the park lot, and don't wanna get rid of the park, okay, because we need the park for a lot of things, and it has a lot of things to do for the kids. Do I think I wanna go in and add some extra items and get rid of some of them and make it more, a little bit of everything? Absolutely. So, the downtown area, I do want to have uh a spa, small business venue for Kaylee and Alana's spa. Okay, I'm saying Kaylee and Alana, but it's Kaylee's spa. It's her business. So I do want to have a spot there for her. I don't think that I'm going to have one for Jules, like for Scott's Jewels, because I just taking too long to make the jewels. It's really expensive to make them. To me, I don't think that that is worthy to continue. Um, so yeah, I think that Scott, like Rose Jewels, okay, is gonna end with Scott. Now I'm not entirely certain. Maybe I'll change my mind, okay? But for now, I think Rose Jewels, this is the end of our commitment. Okay, I think it's gonna end with Scott. So it is a bit unfortunate. But I'm glad we tried it out because now we know, right? Now we know that the jewels take quite a bit of time, and they truly are just a hobby at this point, a very expensive hobby. But, I don't think we're gonna continue with that. So, we do have a few other small businesses that we're working on, so I'll be interested to see. So for right now, downtown, I do want a spa. Um, I am gonna keep the library. No, maybe not. I don't even think I'm gonna do that. I think that there are enough libraries, museums, and everything else in other worlds. We might even change the park. Maybe where the park is where we can have the orphanage. It's a huge lot. We could really set it up for the kids so that they have absolutely everything and more. We could either do the retirement center there, get married within 7 days. She just got a divorce. Oh my goodness. Here's the werewolf. You know what, guys? We're gonna oh my god. Marriage number 3 for Gina is in the works, guys. It's in the works. I usually never choose that. I once chose under what conditions, and it gave me money, so I just kept choosing that. So this time, I chose the other option, and of course, it's get married within 7 days to receive an inheritance. It better be more than 2,500 simoleons. Although, having him move in is a fine way to get rid of Tommy, who is flirting with our future husband. Excuse me. I am gonna give him the residence keys, though, and the reason I'm doing that is because Gina is not here at this time to do it. So I do want him to come back, and when she is back from work and he comes back, if he's not here when she's done, then we can ask him to move in. She's just taken off. "Okay, girl. Thanks so much." Oh my god. Alright, Gina is home. He's obviously gone. It is late. I highly doubt that if we call, he'll come over. So we're just gonna fill her needs. Frances Hill. Frances is a part of our members only save file. She and her husband live in Kaylee's old house, in the original house that they lived in, and she has a small business for pottery. Righty. We're starting on Saturday, and I still have a lot I wanna do. I wanna finish this, like, wedding situation. Oh my goodness, look at the flooring there. The flooring is nearly out of control at this point. Alright, so we are gonna send her off to bed. It is Saturday, like I said. Early midlife crisis. Yes, Gina, I am well aware that you are about to have a midlife crisis. I hope it's not anything too wild and we can just, like, do little things as we go. Married for money. Yes, let's get married for money. Let's do it. We're gonna marry the werewolf, and then you know what? Maybe we will spend our gameplay trying to figure out how to heal him from his condition. Maybe she'll just get another divorce. She seems to be pretty good at that, getting divorced. I mean, to be fair, Jocelyn did cheat on her, and in this case, she did cheat on Tommy. But, like, at the same time, Tommy's obviously got limited time left, so, like, why not have a little bit of fun, in the meantime? I did not expect for him to actually bring a gift to Gina. I really did think he was there for Tommy, but, it's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine. So I'm thinking that if we can have Christopher move in with her, because remember, we have to do that if we want to have him as a spouse, otherwise we're gonna run into the same problem, right? Because 'Cause he'll keep aging up. Yeah, like, I want her to move out. I just want her to move out, but we might have to move him in and then throw her into that household in order to oh, look, there he is. I'm also wondering why he's constantly in wolf form. Like, don't they normally, like, go between the 2? We are gonna take half of that money. You can bet your bottom dollar. But yeah, aren't they supposed to, like, go through different stages? Like, aren't they supposed to be human sometimes and not always werewolf? Oh, it took us to the wrong house. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, then. We're just gonna get out of there and go back to our households now. I am gonna take them out of here. Oh my goodness, there was a bunch here. What? What? Right, now we are back. Still getting married for money, you betcha. Okay, so this is new to me. I have never played with a werewolf in the house before. I have no idea what to do with them. I don't know what these are. I'm assuming that they're things that he likes. Oh, he would be happy to have a child. That's wonderful. Grumpy wolf, must be clean. Uh, Mark of the night, racked with guilt. Might feel a sliver of remorse for their actions. What actions? Their werewolf ones? I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here. I also have no idea how to heal them or if they can be healed from this. I truly don't know. What have I become? Hmm. Well, mostly a werewolf, which is kind of like a dog. So I'm just looking for like where I choose the option for him to at least have his human form for 5 seconds. But it appears it's not happening. I guess we're just gonna get married in wolf form. I'm just playing with the cameras here, sorry. I had changed my camera style when I was building, and now that I'm no longer building, I'm just checking out the Sims 4 camera again, but we're gonna stick with the Sims 3 camera because now that's what I'm used to, so ooh, they're gonna have their first kiss! Yes! I love it. Oh my goodness, is he giving her a hickey? Oh my god. Oh, wait, where's she going? Oh, no, she has to work. Alright, so I'm looking here for things that are going to help heal him from being a werewolf because, the kelp isn't here for the mermaids, okay? So you eat it once, you turn into a mermaid, you eat it again, you're no longer a mermaid, alright? With the vampires, it is a drink that you make on the mixology, like, at the bar. So you need your level 10 mixology, you also need your gardening skill to be able to grow everything that you need for it. Um, but werewolves, I have no idea, and I don't know how to get him out of his wolf form. Like, I'm not sure. Like, send help. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research, obviously, to figure out if it's even possible. And it's not like the vampires where, um, you get these tombs, or these tomes or whatever they're called, and you have like, you can learn about them and figure out how to keep them away and how to, heal them from their affliction or whatever, you wanna call it. We don't have that for werewolves, and so, you guys, I've never played a werewolf before. I don't know what he needs, so I'm just, like, giving him his shower, keeping him happy. I have no idea what to do, like, this is all new to me. This is not what I was expecting when I came into this household. Oh my goodness, he's just laying on the floor. Okay, that's low-key hilarious. Just like a dog, just like a little puppy. Eats regular food, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. So I'm just looking under the cheat menu here because I do have testing cheats on, and I'm just looking at what the options are, and there are none for for this, so I don't know, maybe it's not an option to heal them? Desire for adventure is what her midlife crisis is. Hunt for treasures, camping activities, outdoor naps, exploring the outdoors. That's so funny. Alright, let's do this. We can get them married, I believe in us. We are gonna end the pirate date. You guys, I don't love Pirate Day. I don't love it, okay? I don't like that it changes the wording of everything. Like, why? We don't even have pirates. If we had pirates, you betcha, but we don't. So, okay, so they just became partners. Where is he going? To research his genealogy. Listen to me, okay, buddy? I don't know where you come from, but I know where you're going, and it's here with Gina for money. Wholesome dynamic? Absolutely. Moral, you'll be flat at 0 romantic, so, no, it won't even matter if you're wholesome or not. But we are going to immediately elope. This is for money, not for show. How much money is she gonna get? 23,000 simoleons? Holy jeez. Marital bliss is right, let me tell you. Holy moly. We need to be doing that more often. A burglar? She's got some money. Are you serious? Get out of here. Don't you touch that TV. Don't you touch that TV, okay? Turns out having a werewolf in the house is quite helpful. All right? Don't you touch that TV. Don't even think about it. But I am thinking that it is the end of the week and it was eventful. So until next time, see ya.